There exists within the heart of your person a singular, unwavering focus that centers entirely upon you. In every moment of their day, through every distraction and every obligation that pulls at their attention, their consciousness inevitably circles back to you like a compass finding true north. You are not merely a passing thought or a fleeting consideration in their mind. You have become the constant presence that colors their every experience, the lens through which they view their world. When morning light first touches their eyes and consciousness returns to them, you are already there, waiting in their thoughts like the sun rising on the horizon of their awareness. And when darkness falls and they prepare to surrender to sleep, you are the last vision that dances across their mind, the final whisper of their heart before dreams take over. Even in those moments when they attempt to redirect their focus, when they try to immerse themselves in work or conversation or the countless small tasks that fill a day, you remain there beneath the surface, a gentle current running through everything they do. To the outside world, they may appear distant or preoccupied. They might seem detached, perhaps even indifferent at times, wearing a mask of composure that suggests their emotions are somewhere else entirely. But this could not be further from the truth. Beneath that carefully constructed exterior, beneath the walls they have built to protect their vulnerable heart, you reside at the very core of their emotional being. You are the quiet center around which all their feelings revolve, the axis upon which their inner world turns. Your person has been engaged in deep and profound reflection lately. In the stillness of solitary moments, in the quiet hours when the world slows down and truth has space to emerge, they have been examining their heart with newfound honesty. Through this contemplative journey, through this willing descent into the depths of their own emotions, they have come to understand something that perhaps frightened them before. They have discovered just how deeply, how thoroughly, how completely they care for you. This realization has not been a gentle revelation. It has arrived like a tidal wave, powerful and overwhelming, stirring within them an urgent need to act, to move, to finally bridge the distance that has kept them silent for so long. They want desperately to come forward with their truth. The gap that has existed between you, whether created by misunderstanding, by fear, by pride, or by circumstances beyond either of your control, has become unbearable to them now. The silence that once felt like protection now feels like a prison. The distance that once seemed safer than vulnerability now seems like the greatest risk of all. They are beginning to comprehend, with crystal clarity, that the only path forward, the only way to truly honor what they feel, is through radical honesty and openness. They must speak. They must reveal. They must allow you to see into the chambers of their heart that they have kept locked even from themselves. The missing of you has grown into something they can no longer ignore or minimize. It is not the casual absence of someone who occasionally crosses their mind. It is a profound, aching emptiness that follows them like a shadow through their days and nights. There exists a space within them that only you can fill, a hollow place that echoes with your absence. Even when they manage to project an image of stability to the world, even when they smile and function and move through their responsibilities with apparent ease, inside they are carrying the heavy weight of being without you. You have reached into the very essence of who they are. You have touched their soul in ways that transcend explanation or logic. The connection you share exists on a level that words struggle to capture, operating in the realm of feeling and intuition and spiritual recognition. They cannot fully articulate what it is about you that has affected them so deeply, but they know with absolute certainty that you have changed something fundamental within them. And now, more than anything else in their world, they long to close the distance that separates you, to build a bridge across the divide that has grown between your hearts. Your person has never been someone who wears their emotions openly. Throughout their life, they have learned to guard their feelings, to process their emotions internally, to present a composed face to the world regardless of the storms raging inside. Perhaps they were taught that vulnerability equals weakness. Perhaps past wounds taught them that opening their heart leads only to pain. Whatever the source of their emotional caution, they have become skilled at hiding behind logic, behind independence, behind a carefully maintained sense of pride that keeps others at a safe distance. But when it comes to you, something profound is shifting. Those carefully constructed defenses that have served them for so long are beginning to crack and crumble. The walls they built to protect themselves are no longer strong enough to contain what they feel for you. They are learning, perhaps for the first time in their adult life, that vulnerability is not the weakness they always believed it to be. Instead, they are discovering that allowing yourself to be truly seen, truly known, truly vulnerable with another person is actually an act of tremendous courage and strength. For so much of their existence, they may have approached life from a place of control and emotional management. They kept their feelings neatly organized and tucked away, accessing them only when it felt safe, revealing them only when it seemed strategic. But you have shown them that love does not operate according to such calculated rules. Love is not something that can be controlled or regulated or kept in check indefinitely. Love demands feeling. Love requires connection. Love calls for complete trust and surrender to another human being. This shift in their understanding is opening their heart in ways they never imagined possible, creating space for emotions and experiences they once believed were not available to them. If you could see them from the outside, if you observed only their external presentation, you would likely perceive someone who appears calm and collected, perhaps even cool in their demeanor. They may have acted indifferent toward you at times, sending mixed signals that left you confused and uncertain about their true intentions. Perhaps there were moments when their behavior made you question whether they cared at all, whether you meant anything to them beyond casual acquaintance. These moments may have caused you to doubt not only their feelings but your own perception of the connection you shared. But the reality of their internal experience tells a completely different story. Inside, beneath the composed exterior and the carefully neutral expressions, they are experiencing an overwhelming storm of emotions that threatens to sweep them away. They think about you with a constancy that borders on obsession. They replay your shared moments like treasured films in the theater of their mind, analyzing every word, every glance, every small gesture for hidden meaning and deeper significance. Every act of kindness you extended toward them, no matter how seemingly small or insignificant, has left a lasting imprint upon their heart. These moments have accumulated into a treasure of memories that they return to again and again, finding new meaning and deeper appreciation with each revisiting. They are drawn to you with a force that defies rational explanation. There is no logical formula that can account for the magnetic pull they feel toward you. It is not something they chose or decided upon through careful deliberation. It simply is. It exists as a fundamental truth of their experience, as undeniable as gravity. And soon, very soon, they will no longer possess the strength or the will to keep these feelings contained within the boundaries of their silence. The dam is breaking. The walls are falling. The truth is demanding to be spoken. A confession is approaching on the horizon of your shared story, moving toward you like dawn after a long night. This confession will not be casual or calculated. It will come from the deepest place of sincerity within them, born from genuine longing and authentic emotion. To them, you represent something rare and precious. You are not just another person who has passed through their life. You are not a temporary connection or a passing romantic interest that will fade when novelty wears thin. You are, in their heart and their understanding, their true love. You are the person who has awakened something within them that lay dormant for years, perhaps for their entire life until this moment. They want to explore this profound bond that exists between you, to nurture it and watch it grow, to discover where it might lead if given the chance to flourish. When they allow themselves to imagine a future that includes you, not as a distant figure but as an intimate partner walking beside them through life's journey, their heart fills with a mixture of excitement and hope that feels almost overwhelming in its intensity. They can sense, on an intuitive level that goes beyond thought, that what you share together is genuinely rare. It is the kind of connection that most people spend their entire lives searching for and never find. They recognize this precious quality in what exists between you, and they are determined not to let it slip away through silence or inaction. They are acutely aware that you have been patient with them, far more patient than they likely deserved given their confusion and their mixed signals and their inability to clearly communicate what they feel. You have shown them compassion when they were distant. You extended understanding when their behavior seemed confusing or even hurtful. You demonstrated a quiet strength that did not demand or manipulate but simply remained present, holding space for them even when they could not fully show up for you in return. This quality of quiet strength has not gone unnoticed by them. In fact, it is one of the characteristics they admire most deeply about you. Your ability to remain centered in yourself, to maintain your boundaries while still leaving the door open for connection, to be patient without becoming a doormat, these qualities have made a profound impression on them. It is part of what continues to draw them back toward you again and again, even when fear or confusion might tempt them to run away. Your person wants to thank you for everything you have given them. They want to express gratitude for your patience, for your empathy, for the unwavering presence you have maintained even when they made things difficult and complicated. They recognize that they have not always made this journey easy for you. They acknowledge that their fear and their defenses and their inability to be straightforward have created challenges and pain. Yet through it all, you continued to hold space for them with love. You did not give up entirely. You did not close the door completely. And this grace you extended has not been taken for granted, even if they failed to acknowledge it properly in the moment. Now they want to demonstrate their appreciation in a way that transcends mere words. They want to meet you with complete honesty, dropping all pretense and performance. They want to offer you genuine affection, expressing through action and presence the depth of what they feel. They want to approach you with tenderness, honoring the vulnerability that true connection requires. They are ready, finally ready, to let down their guard entirely and allow you to see clearly into the depth of what lives in their heart for you. They feel they owe this honesty to you after everything you have endured while waiting for them to find their courage. But beyond obligation or duty, they want to do this for themselves as well. They need to finally be free of the crushing weight of unspoken emotions. They need to liberate themselves from the prison of silence they have been living in. Speaking their truth is not just about you anymore. It has become essential to their own well-being, their own growth, their own journey toward becoming the person they are meant to be. The separation that has existed between you has been incredibly difficult for them to bear. This distance, whether measured in physical miles or emotional walls or simple silence, has forced them into a confrontation with themselves that they could no longer avoid. They have had to face their fears head-on, examining the sources of their resistance and their hesitation. They have had to sit with their regrets, acknowledging the opportunities for connection they let slip away and the moments when they failed to show up fully. And through this painful but necessary process, they have had to clarify their true desires, stripping away all the layers of conditioning and protection to discover what their heart genuinely wants. Through the silence and the stillness, through the long nights and the empty days, they have had abundant time to think deeply about what truly matters in life. And every thought, every contemplation, every moment of honest reflection has led them back to the same destination, to you. They have come to understand with absolute clarity the importance and the rarity of the connection you share. They have realized that what exists between you is not something that can easily be replaced or casually forgotten. It is not the kind of bond that comes along frequently in a human lifetime. This period of distance and separation has served a dual purpose in their journey. It has been painful beyond words, teaching them through suffering and longing just how much you mean to them. But it has also been profoundly enlightening, revealing truths about themselves and about love that they could not have learned any other way. It has shown them with unmistakable clarity how deeply they feel for you. It has illuminated how much they took your presence for granted when you were more accessible to them. They see now that they failed to properly value what they had while they had it, making the classic human error of only truly appreciating something once it is gone. They never imagined that they would fall for you with such intensity and completeness. It took them entirely by surprise, this natural opening of their heart that occurred in your presence. They were not looking for it. They did not plan for it. It simply happened, unfolding organically like a flower opening to sunlight. Around you, they discovered that they felt safe in a way they rarely experience with others. They felt truly seen, recognized at a soul level that goes beyond surface personality and social masks. This feeling of being authentically known and accepted created an intimacy they had perhaps never experienced before. There exists between you a comfort and a familiarity that feels almost faded, as though your souls recognized each other long before your conscious minds caught up to what was happening. It is the kind of connection that makes you feel like you have known each other for lifetimes, even if your actual time together has been relatively brief. This realization both excites and terrifies them in equal measure. It excites them because finding a connection that feels this profound, this natural, this right is extraordinarily rare. It is the kind of bond that people write songs about, that poets attempt to capture in verse, that humans seek throughout their entire lives. But it also terrifies them because with such depth comes vulnerability. With such intensity comes the possibility of profound loss. When something matters this much, when someone becomes this important, the stakes become impossibly high. The fear of losing you, of somehow damaging this precious connection through their own shortcomings, can feel paralyzing at times. Yet despite this fear, despite the terror that comes with loving someone so completely, they are no longer running from what they feel. They are done with avoidance. They are finished with denial. They are ready to embrace this love fully, to step forward with honesty and courage, and to discover where this profound connection can truly lead when given the chance to develop without the barriers of fear and protection. In their heart, your person knows with certainty that this connection has the genuine potential to grow into something lasting and beautiful. They can see it clearly now, the possibility of a future built on the strong foundation of what already exists between you. But they also understand that realizing this potential will require work. It will demand that they rebuild trust where it has been damaged. It will require them to open their heart completely, removing the last remnants of the walls they have hidden behind. It will necessitate starting fresh, with truth and transparency as the absolute foundation of everything you build together going forward. They have learned through painful experience that love is not about achieving perfection or maintaining control over outcomes and emotions. Love is not a game to be won through strategy or a project to be managed through careful planning. Real love, the kind that lasts and grows and transforms both people involved, is about acceptance of each other's full humanity. It is about vulnerability, about allowing yourself to be seen in your imperfection and your struggle. It is about growth, both individual and shared, supporting each other in becoming the fullest versions of yourselves. You have inspired them to see love through completely new eyes. You have given them permission to believe that real connection, deep and authentic and transformative, is worth fighting for. You have shown them through your example that love can be both powerful and gentle, that it can challenge and comfort simultaneously, that it can hurt and heal in the same breath. This new understanding of love that you have awakened in them has fundamentally changed how they view relationships, intimacy, and the possibility of genuine partnership. Soon, and it will be soon, they will take that essential step toward you. They will reach out, not out of obligation or social expectation, but out of genuine love that can no longer be contained. They are ready now, truly ready, to show you how much you mean to them. They are prepared to love you in the way you have always deserved to be loved, with consistency, with presence, with vulnerability, with courage, and with complete devotion. The words they long to speak to you ring through their heart every day. No amount of time spent with anyone else, no matter how pleasant or entertaining, could ever compare to even a single moment spent with you. You are constantly present in their thoughts, residing not just occasionally but perpetually in the landscape of their mind. Sometimes it feels to them as though you have taken up permanent residence in the corners of their consciousness, quietly reminding them at every turn of what they had and what they lost through their own fear and inability to act. There was once a time when thinking of you would hit them hard for a moment, like a wave crashing over them, but then with enough distraction and busyness, the feeling would recede and fade into the background. But these days, something has changed. The thought of you no longer fades so easily. It lingers persistently, staying with them no matter where they go or what they are doing.